Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And we're continuing this evening in the town of Lurgan. And as you can see, we're outside First Presbyterian Church of Lurgan. And we're going to go in here. It's a lovely church, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So First Lurgan Presbyterian Church traces its history back to the 1700s here in the town. Now, the present church was erected between 1827 and 1828, with the foundation stone having been laid by Sir Brownlow. It was the Reverend Hamilton Dobbin who presided over the building of this church. And there's a memorial to his son inside here. You'll see it. It's the white plaque there. That white plaque is to John Dobbin, who was the son of the Reverend Hamilton Dobbin. But there's also a memorial plaque to Private William McFadzean, who was a VC winner. But I'm not sure which plaque it is. It could be this one on the right because it is a war memorial. But there is another one on the left, so I'm not too sure which one it is. And it's very dark, so it's hard to make out, but you can definitely see the crown and the swords crossed there. So I'm assuming that that is a war memorial. So the Reverend Dobbin was ordained on the 10th of June 1801, and he was installed at First Lurgan on the 26th of January 1802. He had a short stay in Mara Presbyterian before he resigned and then was given this charge here. Now, the Reverend Thomas Miller, he took over from the Reverend Dobbin in 1844. And from the outset, the Reverend Miller threw himself into the work among the poor and the needy people of this town, actually opening a school at the back of the church during the famine years. Now, there's a memorial to the Reverend Miller at the far end of the town, and I did video that, so you can check out that wee video. And the Reverend Miller, unfortunately, died in a train accident while on holiday in 1858 near Nuneaton in England, and he's buried in the graveyard here. Now, we won't be able to get into the graveyard because there's a lock on the gate, unfortunately. I'm going to have to buy myself a pair of bolt cutters to get into these locked graveyards. I'm only joking, by the way. Don't know what this is. Haven't a clue. If you know what that is, let me know. Why would these be in this church building? Surely it's not to drain water out. I haven't the foggiest what they're for. If you know, leave me a wee comment, will you? So I can't take you in, as I say, unfortunately, because of the lock that's on the graveyard. That's on the gate. But I will be able to put my camera in and give you a flavour of it, at least, through the bars. But it certainly is a lovely church. That's Watson's Lane there. It was named after the gentleman who owned the land here. It's a very narrow wee lane. And then it spreads out a wee bit here. But it certainly wouldn't take two articulated lorries to be coming and facing each other. So this is the graveyard here. And it would have been great to be able to get in here because it looks lovely. But there's what's stopping us, unfortunately. That wee lock there. But I'll put my camera through here and we'll have a wee Jeff Duke, as they say. There's no building there behind that wall. So as I say, the Reverend Miller is buried somewhere in here. I just don't know where. Could be that poke, I don't know. There's a tabletop grave there. So it's a brave length. And you have to remember too, there was a school here during the famine years set up, as I say, by the Reverend Miller. So just one more thing that I want to show you before we wrap this wee video up, which is across the way here. There's the moon. That's not what I wanted to show you. It's at the far side here. I don't know what this was for. It's like some sort of a pump. I don't think it was a water pump, although I could be wrong. So again, if you know what this is, what was this used for back in the day, let me know. It certainly looks like it's antique. But what was it used for? That is the question. This black thing here, there's a lion's head on it, as you can see. But don't worry, it doesn't bite. And there's an accoutrement sticking out of the side of it. It's a strange, I don't know what it was. It's like a water hose or water pipe at some stage, but water pump, but I don't know. Obviously there was an attachment to the top of it. I'm going to go for water pump. That's my guess. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that wee walkabout there. Can't walk too far at the minute because of my sore knees. Thanks for watching, and God bless.